The rain pounded against the windows of the old Victorian house, each drop a hammer striking the glass. Clara stood frozen in the dimly lit hallway, her breath caught in her throat as she heard the unmistakable sound of laughter. Her husband's brother, Ethan, and a voice she knew too well, her own. But she was standing right here, wasn't she? Her heart thudded as she crept toward the study, the door slightly ajar, light spilling out like a guilty secret. She peered inside, and there they were. Ethan, his dark hair tousled, leaning close to her husband. James, who was laughing, oblivious to the storm outside, or the one brewing within Clara. On the desk between them, a phone played a video, the source of the laughter. Clara's blood ran cold as she recognized the scene. Her in Ethan's apartment, her arms around his neck, their lips meeting in a forbidden kiss. How had James gotten that footage? And why was he laughing? Clara's mind raced back to 6 months ago, when it all began. James had been distant, consumed by his new tech startup, leaving Clara alone night after night. Ethan, James's younger brother, had always been around, the charming drifter who never settled down. He'd drop by with takeout, make her laugh, fill the silence James left behind. One night, after too much wine, a lingering glance turned into a touch, then a kiss, then a line crossed that couldn't be uncrossed. Clara had told herself it was a mistake, a one-time slip, but Ethan's texts kept coming, his voice soft and persuasive, pulling her back. They met in secret, stolen moments in his cramped apartment, each one a betrayal that gnawed at her conscience. She'd promised herself she'd end it. But every time she tried, Ethan's eyes held her captive, and her resolve crumbled. Now, standing in the hallway, Clara's legs trembled. The video was still playing, her own voice pleading with Ethan to keep their secret. James's laughter stopped abruptly, replaced by a chilling calm. "You knew about this?" he asked Ethan, his tone sharp. Ethan leaned back in his chair, casual, almost smug. "Not until she told me. Said she was lonely, James. Said you didn't see her anymore." Clara's stomach twisted. Ethan was lying. He'd pursued her, hadn't he? Or had she let herself believe that to ease her guilt? James stood, his silhouette towering in the flickering light. "So, what's your play here, Ethan? You show me this to ruin me? Or her?" Ethan's voice was smooth, calculated. "I'm just being honest, brother. Thought you deserved to know who you're married to." Clara couldn't listen anymore. She pushed the door open, the creak announcing her presence. Both men turned, their faces a study in contrasts. James, pale with betrayal. Ethan, unreadable. "Clara," James said, his voice breaking. "How long?" She opened her mouth, but no words came. The truth was a weight she couldn't lift. Ethan stood, stepping toward her, his hand brushing her arm as if to comfort her. But she flinched. "Don't," she whispered. James's eyes darted between them, piecing it together. "You're still protecting him," he said, disbelief hardening into anger. "After this?" He gestured at the phone. The video now paused on a frame of Clara's face, mid-laugh in Ethan's arms. The room felt like it was closing in. Clara's voice finally broke free, shaky but resolute. "It was a mistake, James. I was lonely, and Ethan—" She stopped, seeing Ethan's faint smirk. He'd planned this, hadn't he? Showed James the video not to confess, but to drive a wedge, to claim some twisted victory. "You sent him that video," she said to Ethan, her voice rising. "You wanted him to find out." Ethan shrugged, his nonchalance a slap. "You're the one who kissed me, Clara. Don't rewrite history." James laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. "You two deserve each other." The storm outside roared louder, mirroring the chaos within. Clara's mind flashed to the life she'd built with James, their quiet mornings, his shy smile when she'd tease him, the promises they'd made. All of it was slipping away, and she couldn't let Ethan's manipulation win. "James," she said, stepping toward him, ignoring Ethan's presence. "I messed up. I should have told you, should have fought for us, but he—" She pointed at Ethan. "He's not your brother. He's poison." James's eyes softened for a moment, searching hers, but the hurt was too raw. "I don't know who you are anymore," he said quietly. Ethan clapped his hands, slow and mocking. "Beautiful performance, Clara. But it's too late. You both know it." James grabbed his coat, his movements jerky, and headed for the door. "I need air," he muttered, brushing past Clara. The door slammed and the house fell silent, save for the rain. Clara turned to Ethan, rage replacing her fear. "Why? What did you get out of this?" Ethan's smile was cold. "You were never good enough for him. Now he sees it." He walked out, leaving her alone in the study, the phone still glowing with her betrayal. Clara sank to the floor, the weight of her choices crushing her. Hours later, James returned, soaked and weary. He didn't speak, just sat across from her. "I don't know if I can forgive you," he said finally, "but I don't want to lose you to him." Clara nodded, tears falling. "I'll do whatever it takes," she whispered. They sat in silence, the storm easing outside, a fragile hope taking root. Ethan was gone, his poison expelled, but the scars he'd left would take time to heal. For now, it was enough that they were still here, facing the wreckage together.